monster powerhouse, a Google weekly chart, and that it is. And once again, folks, MMTs, what I'm going to say is they produced the earnings, and you got above the 10-week, you got above every single weekly moving average, every one of them. The thing that looks very encouraging is that this blue bar is standard technical analysis. And once this pops a weekly buy signal, I can show you what will happen. When we get weekly buy signals, you can see over here, back in 2010, we had a weekly buy signal that started. Kind of looks like this right here, this one right over here. Once you get into that weekly buy signal and it starts to ascend, it stayed in a weekly buy signal for many weeks. When we got into the weekly sell signal and we started to descend on that, then this is a weekly sell signal referred to as moving average convergence divergence, which is a standard technical analysis indicator. It's not how we make decisions, but it is how hedge fund managers and institutional managers, investment managers, mutual fund managers, they do, because they don't have anything else to make a decision. Whereas the MMT makes decisions based on a mathematical system. What we see here from the earnings, that big weekly up move, even though that this is a narrow week range referred to as a weekly doji, is that this particular weekly range, once we pop that buy signal here, then the whole trend will change. Last time when we headed into a buy signal, it was short and it was good enough to give a good rally here, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks up, but then fell weak. We gain the most momentum when that weekly bar gets above here. And if we do come down and test the support level, which we are here on the weekly, and I'm going to show it to you up front, it's going to be right here. And basically the bottom of that weekly bar, this weekly bar that was support, that it broke and became new resistance over here, is its current weekly options expiration monthly week right here, because that's what we're in. That's narrow range. There's not a commitment of a buyer. There's not a commitment of a seller either. But this is the major support level. And that support level is going to remain somewhere right around 575.88 in the current trend. Now, another thing to do, MMTs, is be long Google and short Baidu. Okay? Goldman has put out a sell basically on it. They're going to be going into their earnings. It's a Chinese ADR, internet stock, internet Google stock, just like Google, but it's it's a Chinese internet Google search engine. So basically what I'm saying is a pair trade is to be short here and long here. And long Google because Google's very strong, and Baidu is going to have a problem with their earnings on the 28th or 27th of next week. It's somewhere in there. And basically, if Google goes much higher and the short goes against us a little bit, that's okay. We can always come out of the short and let this one run. So Google would be to sell Baidu short and to go long Google. And the weekly chart is all bull right here, right now. Now, having said that, let's take a look at what some of the indicators are as far as where that MACD reading is. And right now, I'll put it up here. The MACD column is minus 1.7. It was minus 3 last week, and you can see all the minus columns. 3 weeks ago, it was minus 9. That was down here. Now we're ascending here. And this is another good reason that you can see here that this current week is only minus 0.17. And we're right in here. When it gets too positive, you will come back up and challenge this neckline at resistance. What's 603? The top of the bar. That's what we're looking at moving forward with Google.